All assemble for the champion trumpeter. He will blow you a fair way down the road with his clear and vibrant tones, and you're better there than here, so line up. You might want to wear some earplugs though, and bum your nose. What I'm referring to does not fit in an orchestra. His instrument of torture nature gave as offshoot of the perfectly medical need, to relieve wind, to extricate bacteria. He utilises necessary functions for a vulgar trick, and does it when you least expect it, as a God-given knack for most inappropriate place, and has timing out that used to say birth at Manning did. This elephant's trunk can blare, and it can pop as a warning, full tilt, telepath that something alarms it. I have seen in the David Attenborough documentary on the BBC. It is not used generally to social gathering when hush is required. In the elephant's graveyard, they retire, droop, intertwine, comfort. When you grieve, it's what's expected, animal or man. But Mumford, the man in the office, with a colon that is long and twisted, doesn't respect gentilities. I visualise his bright nylon seat, intestine knotting and big, and about to discharge slow as the opening bars of the funeral. He doesn't use it so. He winks. He makes you wint. His alimentary canal is musical, if you're going for your Schoenberg or your Lidity. I mean atonal, weird. And who is there to stop it? In your jungle, he'd be punished by a pack stampede. But we have learned in the modern workplace to be mindful of other people's oddities. Each individual has different ways to work. To be diverse is to realise, respect, accommodate, two things, two ends. Some hug to tippet, some prefer to sound ideas off those in the next cubicle, and some reeve Kit Kat chunky raptors for others, you know who you are, to put in the bed. Well, that's fine. It means equality. Most of us keep it in, or keep it quiet, or our dirt outside on supposed down, where they then can wait to delivering loiter for luck and time their escape of gases with the truck's hydraulics. That's what it means to be a considerate employee. The champion trumpeter plays by other rules. He licks a leg and shuffles, so his work is unimpeded, and he looks at you with a glassy stare, and disappears like he's not there while he flares his hole. His eyes are a baby's eyes with a bottle, when they stare into nothing for a moment, truly content. Enlightened of his burden, this one resumed monitoring DDU, and we're all supposed to carry on as normal. Teamwork means you can do whatever you want, if it isn't to the detriment of the fellow cogs. A handbook explicitly says this, and the union would back me up. I take to tribunal in my fantasies and struggle before panel, to where they couldn't be described quite, helping anyone, be aroma. A combination of carrots and sprouts and something agrochemical. And you scent it all the time. It comes and go. It wafts. It can be sewage-like, compost. Would it be possible, I said, just throwing this out there, to take nose clips that synchronized swimmers wear and discreetly insert so as not to cause offence when said eruptions take place, to try it for a month, see if it helps? Because we have to consider this. He might have undiagnosed medical issues. He might be on a diet high roughage. We encourage that. It stops a blockage, and it keeps things flowing, and it cuts the sick. Maybe my perfume sets him off. Maybe my coughing under breath. Why has he said something? They want me to know that all complaints are confidential and handled with kid gloves, and they're just making suggestions. It's a two-way street, you see. We're just trying to mediate. I lie in bed before an 8-hour shift, seething. I can see a tirade hopeless, campaign worse. Putting up posters on cafeteria walls would only prolong the agony. You want to know who was hoity-toity. If you can't stand my eat, get out of the kitchen, darling. So I sniffed, bunched up fists, watching the clock, waiting for a alarm to go off. And inside my stomach churns with gas, but I'm determined. No, I won't let it go. I can't be like him. It's evening in my own bed, defiantly single, where he insists. I'll let rip in my own way. One day I'll show him who's boss, at a time and the place of my own choosing, health permitting, and outlast his post in the company, dispose of his chair. At his retirement do gie'd not gold watch, or envelope with open collection in, but a whoppy do and a whoppy cushion, disinfectant, packet of rennies. For when you want to think of your time, beer, and away fly by, blowing raspberries.